Have you ever felt like people just don't get you? Like no matter what you say, your friends misunderstand you, your colleagues ignore you, and your business deals fall apart? Here's the truth, it's not about what you're saying, it's about how you're saying it. When you don't structure your sentences effectively or understand the psychology of influence, you're setting yourself up for failure. Let's explore what happens when you get it wrong. 1. Pain points in normal friends communication. The problem: miscommunication with friends leads to unnecessary conflicts, emotional distance, and even broken relationships. Example 1. The unintentional critic scenario. You tell a friend, "You're so dramatic about everything." What happens? They feel judged and defensive, thinking you're dismissing their feelings. Result: they withdraw or argue, creating tension in the friendship. Why it happens? The sentence uses a judgmental tone without addressing the actual issue or expressing empathy. Example 2. The passive invitation scenario. You say, "We should hang out sometime." What happens? Your friend doesn't take it seriously or assumes you're not genuinely interested. Result: the meeting never happens and the friendship weakens over time. Why it happens? The lack of specificity makes the statement feel vague and non-committal. Example 3. The overwhelming helper scenario. Your friend shares a problem and you respond, "You should just do this, this, and this." What happens? They feel overwhelmed or unheard because you jump to advice instead of listening. Result: they may stop sharing their problems with you. Why it happens? Giving unsolicited advice can come across as dismissive of their emotions. 2. Pain points in office communication. The problem: poor communication in the workplace leads to misunderstandings, missed opportunities, and damaged professional relationships. Example 4. The vague request scenario. You tell a colleague, "Can you handle the report?" What happens? They don't know what you mean. Do you want them to write it, edit it, or just review it? Result: the task is delayed or done incorrectly, leading to frustration on both sides. Why it happens? Ambiguity creates confusion and lowers productivity. Example 5. The defensive reply scenario. Your boss says, "Why is this project behind schedule?" And you respond, "It's not my fault." What happens? Your boss sees you as defensive and unaccountable, damaging your reputation. Result: you miss opportunities for trust and leadership development. Why it happens? Defensiveness shifts focus from problem solving to blame, worsening the situation. Example 6. The overloaded email scenario. You send a long, rambling email with multiple requests buried in paragraphs. What happens? The recipient misses key points or ignores the email altogether. Result: tasks don't get completed and communication breaks down. Why it happens? Lack of clarity and structure makes your message hard to process. 3. Pain points in business communication. The problem: ineffective communication in business leads to lost deals, damaged reputations, and missed opportunities for growth. Example 7. The overly aggressive pitch scenario. You say to a potential client, "You need this product or your business will fail." What happens? The client feels pressured and distrustful, rejecting your pitch. Result: you lose the deal and harm your reputation. Why it happens? Aggressive language creates resistance instead of building trust. Example 8. The generic proposal scenario. You present a proposal that says, "Our product is great for everyone." What happens? The client feels like you don't understand their specific needs. Result: they choose a competitor who tailored their pitch to the client's goals. Why it happens? Generic language fails to resonate with the client's unique situation. Example 9. The reactive negotiator scenario. During a negotiation, the other party says, "We can't agree to that price," and you respond, "Then we're done here." What happens? You miss the opportunity to explore alternatives and build a long-term partnership. Result: the deal falls apart and you lose potential revenue. Why it happens? Reacting emotionally instead of strategically damages relationships and outcomes. Example 10. The monologue presentation scenario. You deliver a presentation where you talk nonstop without engaging the audience. What happens? The audience tunes out and your message gets lost. Result: you fail to inspire action or achieve your goals. Why it happens? One-way communication doesn't create connection or engagement. So, whether you're talking to a friend, a colleague, or a client, the stakes are high. Miscommunication isn't just an inconvenience, it's a barrier to trust, collaboration, and success. But here's the good news: you don't have to stay stuck in these patterns. Once you understand the psychology behind effective communication, you can transform the way you connect with others. Why do so many conversations go wrong? Why do friends misunderstand us, colleagues dismiss us, and clients turn away? The truth is, it's not just about what you say. It's about the psychological and structural barriers that shape how people interpret your words. In this step, we'll break down why these issues happen and uncover the hidden forces that sabotage effective communication. 1. Understanding normal friends' communication issues. The problem. In casual relationships, miscommunication stems from emotional assumptions, lack of clarity, and unspoken expectations. Barrier 1. Emotional filters. Why it happens. Everyone interprets words through their emotional state, past experiences, and insecurities. A simple comment like, "you always do this," can trigger defensiveness because it feels like a personal attack. Example, you say, "you're never on time for our plans." They hear, "you don't value our friendship." Result, they feel hurt, and the conversation escalates into conflict. Barrier 2. Lack of active listening. Why it happens. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. This creates a cycle where both parties feel unheard. Example, your friend shares a problem and you jump in with advice instead of empathizing. They feel dismissed, thinking, "you're not even trying to understand me." Barrier 3. Assumed understanding. Why it happens. Friends often assume they're on the same page without verifying. This leads to unmet expectations. Example, you casually say, "let's meet up soon," assuming they'll follow up. They assume you weren't serious and make other plans. 2. Understanding office communication issues. The problem, workplace miscommunication arises from unclear expectations, power dynamics, and emotional triggers. Barrier 4. Ambiguity in language. Why it happens. Vague instructions leave room for interpretation, causing confusion and mistakes. Example, you say, "finish the report by next week." They think, does that mean Monday or Friday? What exactly needs to be included? Barrier 5. Hierarchical filters. Why it happens. Employees and managers interpret messages differently due to power dynamics. A manager's casual comment can feel like a directive to an employee. Example, manager says, "we need to focus more on client satisfaction." Employee hears, "I'm not doing enough." Barrier 6. Fear of vulnerability. Why it happens. People avoid honest communication because they fear judgment or conflict. Example, a colleague disagrees with your idea but stays silent in the meeting. Later, they undermine the project because they felt unheard. 3. Understanding business communication issues. The problem. In business, miscommunication is often driven by misaligned goals, cultural differences, and psychological resistance. Barrier 7. Lack of personalization. Why it happens. Generic messages fail to resonate because they don't address the recipient's specific needs or values. Example, you pitch a product by saying, "it's the best in the market." The client thinks, "how does this solve my unique problem?" Barrier 8. Psychological resistance. Why it happens. People resist being influenced when they feel pressured, manipulated, or misunderstood. Example, you say, "you need this service to grow your business." They think, "you're only interested in selling, not helping." Barrier 9. Cultural and contextual misalignment. Why it happens. Different cultural norms and contexts affect how messages are interpreted. Example, you use humor in a business meeting, but the client's culture values formality. They perceive you as unprofessional. 1. Confirmation bias. What it is, people interpret information in ways that confirm their existing beliefs. Example, you say, "this new approach will work better." They think you're undermining the old way, which I helped create. 2. Cognitive load. What it is, overloading someone with information reduces their ability to process and act on it. Example, you present a 30-slide deck with too many details. They retain nothing and lose interest. 3. Emotional contagion. What it is, emotions are contagious, meaning your tone and energy affect how your message is received. Example, you express frustration in a meeting. The team feels demoralized and disengaged. These barriers, emotional filters, ambiguity, resistance, are universal. They affect every conversation, whether it's with a friend, a colleague, or a client. But once you understand why these issues happen, you can start to address them. The good news, you don't need to be a psychologist to fix this. Simple changes in how you structure your sentences and approach conversations can make all the difference. Imagine walking into a conversation and knowing exactly what to say to connect, persuade, and inspire. Whether you're talking to a friend, a colleague, or a client, the way you structure your sentences and understand their psychology can transform your relationships and results. In this step, we'll explore the actionable strategies you can use right now to take control of your communication and make an impact. 1. Key concepts for normal friends communication. Goal: build trust, resolve misunderstandings, and strengthen emotional connections. Strategy 1: use I statements to avoid blame. Concept: frame your feelings and needs without making the other person feel attacked. How to do it: replace "you never listen to me" with "I feel unheard when I share something important." Why it works: this shifts the focus from blame to your emotions, encouraging empathy. Strategy 2: reflect and validate their feelings. Concept: show you understand their perspective before offering advice or solutions. How to do it: friend, I'm so stressed about work. It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed. That must be tough. Why it works: validation strengthens trust and makes them feel supported. Strategy 3: be specific with invitations. Concept: avoid vague statements that can be misinterpreted. How to do it: replace "let's hang out sometime" with "are you free this Friday for coffee at 4 p.m.? Why it works: clear plans show genuine interest and reduce ambiguity. 2. Key concepts for office communication. Goal: increase clarity, collaboration, and professional credibility. Strategy 4: start with the end goal concept. Clearly state the desired outcome before diving into details. How to do it: replace "we need to work on this project" with "our goal is to deliver the report by Friday. Let's discuss how we'll divide the tasks." Why it works: a clear goal aligns everyone's efforts and reduces confusion. Strategy 5: ask open-ended questions. Concept: encourage collaboration by inviting input and ideas. How to do it: replace "do you agree with this approach" with "what are your thoughts on how we can improve this process?" Why it works: open-ended questions foster engagement and show respect for others' perspectives. Strategy 6: use the power of because concept. Provide reasons to increase buy-in and compliance. How to replace "I need you to finish this task by 3 p.m." with "I need you to finish this task by 3 p.m. because it's critical for the client meeting." Why it works: adding a reason increases motivation and reduces resistance. 3. Key concepts for business communication. Goal: build trust, influence decisions, and drive results. Strategy 7: personalize your message. Concept: tailor your communication to the recipient's specific needs and goals. How to do it: replace "our product is the best in the market" with "our product can help your team reduce costs by 20% and improve efficiency." Why it works: personalization shows you understand their priorities, making your message more persuasive. Strategy 8: frame requests as benefits. Concept: highlight how your proposal aligns with their interests. How to do it: replace "we need you to approve this budget" with "approving this budget will allow us to launch the campaign faster and increase revenue." Why it works: framing requests as benefits makes it easier for others to say yes. Strategy 9: use the rule of 3 for presentations. Concept: organize your ideas into 3 key points for clarity and impact. How to do it: start with "here are 3 reasons why this strategy will work." Outline: first, it reduces costs. Second, it increases efficiency. Third, it enhances customer satisfaction. Why it works: the rule of 3 is easy to follow and helps your audience retain information. Strategy 10: use stories to influence decisions. Concept: stories engage emotions and make your message memorable. How to do it: replace "this software improves productivity" with "one of our clients used this software to cut their processing time in half, saving $50,000 in just 3 months." Why it works: stories create a vivid picture, making your message more compelling. Examples of right approaches. Normal friends communication. Example scenario: your friend feels upset because you missed their call. Wrong approach: you're overreacting. I was busy. Right approach: I'm sorry I missed your call. I understand that it upset you. Let's talk now. I'm here for you. Office communication example scenario: a colleague misunderstands a task you assigned. Wrong approach: why didn't you do it the way I said? Right approach: let's review the instructions together to ensure we're on the same page moving forward. Business communication example scenario: a client is hesitant to approve your proposal. Wrong approach: why don't you trust me on this? Right approach: I understand your concerns. Let me show you how this proposal directly addresses your goals. Now you know the tools, specific phrases, tailored approaches, and psychological triggers that can transform your communication. Whether you're resolving a misunderstanding with a friend, collaborating with a colleague, or closing a business deal, these strategies will help you connect, influence, and achieve your goals. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start using these techniques. Pick one strategy, just one, and try it today. Watch how it changes the way people respond to you. And remember, communication isn't just about talking, it's about connecting. Go out there and make it happen.